Hello, amazing hacker. I have a question for you. What happens when you give a hacker a host header injection and all the time in the world? You get $1,000 bounty and a full account takeover. That's what you get. Today's reading is going to be a very special one because it's been selected by one of my viewers. And this one is titled $1,000 bounty account takeover via host header injection in a password reset flow. I'm going to read this for you. I'm going to put this link in the description below, and I want you to follow this amazing hacker because this is a great write-up. Thank you so much for the selection. Hope you enjoy the show. Amazing hacker. So in true rat fashion, I'm going to be commenting throughout this because I really think that this is a great attack. Host header injection flaws, I should say, are not that common. You don't find these write-ups that much at the very least. I try to look out for write-ups, and with this host header injection here, $1,000 for account takeover for the password reset flow, it's a great one. I'm going to be adding that to my repository, that's for sure. A simple header, a full takeover. Hey folks, today I wanted to share one of my favorite findings. A simple but deadly host header injection that led to full account takeover by a password reset link manipulation. It's wild how a single overlooked header can lead to such critical impact. Now if you are not aware, HTTP host header injection is basically, well, you can do that for a lot of attacks. And what does that mean? When I am making a request, there is a host that we can inject in the headers. It is very simple, at least in theory or in practice. It turns out that actually finding these bugs isn't always that easy. Let's go through it. Let me walk you through how I found this bug, changed it for max effect, and walked away with $1,000 reward, which is way too little if you ask in my opinion for a full account takeover. But we'll see. In this setup, like any good recon session, I was exploring forgotten corners of target.com. Oh, poor Target. They're gonna make like, I don't know if you guys know this, but Target is actually a company in America, a big one, a big grocery chain. So I try to not go with Target.com anymore in my descriptions. Just a little tip: these guys are probably gonna be shitting bricks. When I decided to test their password reset flow. Why? Because forget password flows are often gold mines, especially when developers get lazy with URL generation. I typed in my email, hit the reset button, and intercepted the request with Burp Suite. This is the interception that was sent. So we have a post, we have a host, and we have content type and content length, etc. Nothing unusual, but I had a hunch. So this host header is what he's going to be focusing on. The trick, I changed the host header to my server, evil.com. Once again, evil.com is an actual website, just saying. a few seconds later, boom. The reset landed in my inbox, but something was different. The reset link looked like this. evil.com/app/create password token with the super secret token. What we can see here is that normally the link should say target.com in his example then, but he moved it away to evil.com by injecting a header into his request. This doesn't come from the responses. That's right, the backend blindly used the host header to generate the password reset URL. No domain validation, no sanitization, just full trust. Now imagine if this was sent to a real user. Weaponizing it for a full account takeover. Send a password reset request via the victim's email while intercepting and changing the host header to attacker-controlled domains like attacker.ngrok.io, and the password reset email goes to the victim, but with the link pointing to the attacker's server. Victim clicks the link, maybe without even thinking, boom, the reset token is sent to the attacker. Attacker uses the token on the real target.com, resets the password, and takes over the account. So if you don't know what's happening here, he is sending out an email. He's going to that password reset form. He's entering the email of the person that he wants to hack, and he's injecting the host as his own domain in the headers, which means that the victim, when clicking on that attacker-controlled domain, they click with that full token in the link. And we can use any out-of-band server to capture these tokens, because then when they visit our website, we get a little log entry with this URL has been visited. This URL containing their token can be used for full account takeover. So he calls it all from a one-click phishing email. The proof of concept flow is to create a listener using Burp Collaborator or a basic HTTP server. I just use webhook.site. You can use anything for that that's out of band. Send a password reset request with the host, being the burpcollaborator.com or the HTTP server like he said, and the reset link going to the victim with, once again, that token being in that link. When the victim clicked it, the reset token was exfiltrated directly to me. I copied the token and pasted it in the original domain's reset page and reset the victim's password with zero user interface after the click. We can see here the nice email that we get, or at least the email, then the token that has been visited by the website. Like here we can see using a Burp Collaborator, and then we see the up/create password capturing those requests or capturing those get parameters. Then we can change the password successfully. Why is this critical? You might be thinking this is just a host header, what's the big deal? Here's the, well, I mean, come on. If you don't know why this is critical, go take a walk. Jesus Christ, unbelievable. So, no, just joking. But here he says, no authentication required. Anyone can trigger the password reset with any email. The only thing is, the victim still has to click it. That's the one thing that is stopping this from being up to wazoo critical for me. The token leakage indeed, the minimal user interaction, and the widespread exploitation potential. Works on any user, so what he's telling me is you can basically just keep doing that for all the users in the system and hope that you get something and hack them out. That's why the triage team took this seriously and rewarded me with a clean $1,000. Seriously? What seriously? What the fuck are you talking about? That's change. Come on, dude. For an account takeover like that? No, just kidding. It's great that you got that $1,000. I just think that these bug bounty rewards are too low these days, but that's not my decision to make. Lessons for developers. If you're a dev reading this, please never trust client-supplied headers, especially for anything security related. Here's what the backend should do, using hard-coded or whitelisted domains for generating those URLs, stripping or ignoring the host and X-forward host and any similar headers unless coming from a trusted reverse proxy, and validate any value that goes into email or external facing messages. A little paranoia goes a long way. What this hacker did really well is he described really well what the technical steps are that should be taken here. Good job on that. Final thoughts. This bug was a great reminder that even in 2025 the classics still work. Host header injection may look boring on the surface, but combine it with a token in a reset email and you got yourself an account takeover vector. So what can we take away from this? Basically, any endpoint which is generating links should be tested with a host header, X host header, X forward, like all of these different headers which could potentially create the URL. We need to test them for it. I hope this breakdown helps other hunters spot similar issues. As always, happy hacking, and don't forget to test the boring stuff. That's where the money hides. Great write up there. Thank you so much. That definitely deserves a clap if you ask me. Please go give this guy a clap in the comments below if you want. Even he put the free article friend link at the very top. So I will be putting his member story in there, but you can always just scroll to it. Thank you so much, amazing hackers. Hope I'll see you in the next one.